All right. So, well, I guess welcome to IB Economics Induction. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Today, we are just going to discuss something about like the nature of economics, right? Because this is the start of everything, and you know, I just want to bring you all back to what is economics and why are we studying economics, right? So this is what we are going to discuss today. Well, you are going to expect for economics, okay? Because we all know it's a social science. So look, for the first unit is going to be a bit like TOK, yeah, because TOK is I would say is it's just another kind of philosophy. Okay, yeah, philosophy on knowledge, and and philosophy is also a kind of social science, right? So economics, philosophy, they are they are like close friends. Okay, yeah, right. So here, let me ask you the very first question. Okay, and yeah, we'll see what happens. All right. So when you think about this, there's a very crucial question for you all, okay, sitting here in a classroom. So, why should we study? Yeah, I know it's like a very random question, but why? Why should we study here? After so many years studying, have you ever thought about this? Like, why should we study? Come on. Yeah, come on, think about this. And yeah, if you have any comments, opinions, type that in the chat. It doesn't really matter, like how you're gonna answer this question, right? There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, I just want you to show me like why. Any kind of opinion. Anyone? So we can earn money. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very realistic answer for that. Yeah, so that we can earn money. And I'm pretty sure your parents yeah, find jobs and yeah, anything else. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there should be some other answers. Come on. But that's all. Well, when you think about this realistically, I believe it's going to be just like Brandon and Gordon just said, right? Help you to find a job, help you to earn money. But you know, if you're using economic theory, how do you prove studying is so important for us in terms of earning money or finding jobs? So how do you explain it? Become more skilled workers, and therefore, can you keep explaining this, Katrina? Higher income because of yeah, more valuable. But can you show me something more related to like economic theories? Yeah. So what makes your income higher? What makes your income higher? Okay, lower supply of skilled workers than unskilled. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, that's one of them. What about demand? Anyone? Yeah, what will happen if you are becoming skilled workers? What will happen to your demand? Come on, just yeah, it should be higher, right? Yep. So here is what you see. All right. Okay. So there is always a purpose why you should study in this society. Okay, right? Whether you like it or not, because at the end of the day, you will have to earn money for your own living. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure some of you don't like to study at all, right? I myself, I didn't like to study. Okay, but I realized this is what we have to do. Okay, otherwise, how do we survive in this society, right? Because once we can become skilled, okay, so when we study, okay, whatever subject that we do, whatever major that we do, we create a profession, okay, so that we can make ourselves more skillful and more valuable, so that it creates a lower supply, right? Because you cannot find so many skilled workers in this society, so there will be a lower supply of skilled workers. And at the same time, if you're being a skilled worker, your demand should be higher, because people, they like to hire workers with higher skills, like more advanced skills, because they are more efficient, they are more productive. Okay, yeah. So this is what we should do. Yeah, that's why we need to study. We need to achieve a profession at least. Yeah. So if we are able to create a profession, what kind of economic theory would you describe this? So when people, they all have their own profession, what kind of economic theory is related to that? Specialization. Yeah, that's good. That is good. Okay, that is very good. Well, Tom and Katrina. Yeah. So specialization, right? Or you can say division of labor. All right. Yeah. This kind of concept has been appreciated by so many economists, so many philosophers, for so many years, for hundreds of years. Even Karl Marx, he appreciated this idea. Okay. So many of them, they think this is such a great idea. Okay, because that's how we can create our wealth. That's the origin of wealth. Okay, yeah. So you see, everything is related to economics, basically. Okay, and that's why what we are studying here, yeah, is all about our lives. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's why we have to study. All right. But here is another question for you. Okay, yeah. So what do you think about this? Who give us the right to study? Yeah, what do you think? Who give us the right to study? Right? It sounds like something we take it for granted sometimes, right? As a citizen of a country, we are entitled to study and do whatever we want, right? Illegally, of course. But who really give us the right to study? Have you ever thought about this? Or is this something that you are entitled since you were born? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You could say that, right? Yeah. This is something that we believe is a human right, right? Yeah. Education, because it's so essential for what we just discussed. So important, right? Because without education, we cannot create skills, right? When we cannot create skills, then I'm just going to deduce what you guys gave me for the answers. If we don't have skills, then we cannot earn income. So what will happen? If we cannot earn enough income, what's the consequence? If we cannot earn enough income, yeah, you cannot even afford necessities, right? So let's say your income is barely enough for you to afford necessities. So what could be the consequence if you can barely afford your necessities? So there'll be no entertainment, no spending on normal goods or luxury goods, right? What else? So I want you to think about something that you have learned. Poverty trap. Poverty trap. I hope you still remember that cycle there. Yeah. So if we if we are earning a low income, and if we can only afford our necessity, yeah, for our daily living, so what are we not able to do if that's the case? Yeah, if we are trying to create more wealth for ourselves, yeah, there'll be less saving, yeah, and then investment, right? So that's very good. Okay, so you can think about this, right? If your income, okay, the income that you have earned is just able to give you necessities, then you will not have any spare money for saving, right? Because what are we going to do with the saving? Of course, for the future spending on livings. At the same time, there should be a part of money going to investment so that our wealth can be accumulated, right? Is something very like common sense. Okay, yeah. And when you talk about investment, usually we can go for like financial investment, like shares, bonds, funds, all that kind of stuff. Or you can like buying a house, right? Property, gold, silver, yeah, all those assets, right? Yeah. So it's just like the same concept that we are experiencing in Hong Kong, because the property, the prices, they're so high. Okay, so our income is not really enough for us, so that we can create some more saving for those investments. So many people in Hong Kong, they are having the same problem. They are not able to invest in, let's say, real estates, because they just don't have enough income to do that. Okay, yeah. So you see here, yeah, that gives you one more idea why you should study. Okay, because we are trying to get out of that poverty trap. All right, yeah. When you think about that, okay, that makes sense. That's why we have to study. We have to create ourselves some skills so that we can earn a higher income. Yeah. So when we have higher income, there will be more saving. When there's more saving, we can do some more investment, and possibly we can, earn some more money for ourselves, so that we can have a better life. Okay, so this is important. Okay, yeah, because we all want a better life, right? Yeah, no one would say, yeah, I don't want to have a better life. I just want to, you know, uh, yeah, suffer and that. Okay, yeah, no one would say that. Okay, but when we go back to this question here, okay, when we go back to this question here, so can someone answer me? Who give us the right to study for real? Yeah, who? Any thoughts? Come on, it doesn't really matter. Okay, you can just take a guess, or yeah, any comments. No? Well, Bryce. Well, I mean, Bryce, that is very good. Yeah. Well, to be honest, yeah, that is a very good answer. The government, the government give you the right to study. Okay, or you can say the country gives you the right to study. Okay, yeah, it sounds like something that we should be entitled of, but at the end of the day, when you take a look of some other different countries, yeah, you have some other countries which have a way lower literacy rate, but you might want to ask yourself, like, why would that happen? Yeah, why do they have a way lower literacy rate? Is it because people, they are more stupid? Yeah, or some other reasons like that? No. Okay, because at the end of the day, we have to go back to the root of everything, in our society. Okay, it's the government who really gives us the opportunity to study or do anything else. Okay, yeah, because when you think about what we want to do, what we want to achieve, yeah, all kinds of needs, right? So if you study business, then I'm pretty sure you know something like needs. There are so many levels of needs. Okay, first of all, we want to survive, and then we want to find a safe place. Yeah, maybe a shelter or something like that, right? Yep. Yeah, or you get, yeah, Bryce. Yeah, Bryce. Yeah, that's correct. Also, yeah, or the parents they gave us the opportunity, and how the parents they gave us the opportunity is because the parents, you know, earn the power to give you education. And how do they earn the power to give you education? By earning higher income. Okay, yeah. So it's still inside that the poverty trap, the concept of that poverty trap. But when we go back to what we need in our lives, okay, yeah, there are so many kinds of needs that we want in our lives. So what I was talking about, there are different levels of needs, right? Like needs for survival, needs for safety, needs for a relationship, needs for like status, or and some other things, right? But yeah, so this is what we call hierarchy of needs. Okay, you don't need to know about that. Okay, but that is not something of a business concept. It's not really a business concept. It's more like a psychology concept, and psychology is also a social science. So at the end of the day, look, they are all very close together. Okay, so you can imagine. So you can just imagine a hierarchy in your mind. Okay, so yeah. So you can just imagine that. So after you have finished one need, one level of needs, then you can move up to another level of needs. Okay, so that's the concept. But the problem here is, what makes you think that you can achieve higher needs? Yeah, is it because you have the ability, or is it because you are smarter than other people, so you can achieve more by your own capability? Well, yeah, maybe that is one of the factors. Okay, but at the end of the day, okay, if you imagine that hierarchy, right? Like the triangle, yeah. If the frame, yeah, what if the frame of that hierarchy does not even exist? Yeah, think about that. Okay, so now you have a hierarchy. There are so many tiers, right? But now, if I take away the frame, yeah, that triangle, yeah, I just take that away, what will happen to the hierarchy? What will happen to the hierarchy? Anyone? If I just take away that frame, take away that triangle, what will happen to those tiers? Anyone? Yeah, it kind of becomes meaningless, right? Because all the tiers, they will collapse. When they collapse, look, you're not able to achieve more needs, right? Because when we learn economics, we know that we have unlimited wants. Okay, yeah, our desire is unlimited. But if we take away that frame, yeah, the hierarchy of needs, the frame of that hierarchy, look, everything will become meaningless. And who created that frame for us? Is the government, right? So when you think about like something like this, yeah, we just have to think out of the box. Okay, instead of looking at what kind of needs that I'm going to proceed when I can achieve more. Yeah, sometimes we can think about this. Like, what if the frame is not even existed? Yeah, and who created the frame? It's basically the government who created the frame. Okay, and that's why when you look at some other countries, right? Yeah, they have wars, they have disease, corruption. Okay, yeah, those are the problems where they might not be able to construct that frame, okay, for needs of the people. All right. So at the end, look, the people, they will suffer. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So everything that we are talking about here, look, is all because of the institution in our society. Okay. Right. Yeah. And when you talk about Hong Kong, yeah, when you talk about education, we all know that, as a citizen, we all have 12 years of free education, right? Yeah, and 9 years of them are compulsory, right? So you realize like how important education is, and this is why, look, the government has to set up a regulation. Yeah, I'm gonna give you 12 years of free education, and I'm going to force you to study 9 years, no matter what. Yeah, I don't care if you don't like to study or not. You just have to study for at least 9 years, because they see it's very crucial for our citizens to be educated, so that they can achieve more. Okay, yeah. So that's it. Okay, and when you think about yourself, yeah, yourself when you're studying in CKY, okay, yeah, it's more like a different case. Okay, it's not really just because the government, they are giving you the right. Yeah, because CKY is a kind of different school, right? It's a private school, and also, yeah, it's because of your parents. They are able to put you in the school. Okay, so here, look, I want you to answer one very simple question. Okay, so what do you think about the tuition fee in CKY? Do you think it's expensive, or cheap, mild, very expensive? Money, 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 money. Anyone else? Yeah, anyone who believes is reasonable? Yeah, the price is, yeah, $10,000 per month. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Anyone who has this idea? No, a bit too much, right? But the fact is, you still pay for it. So I guess it's reasonable. Yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, so many of you saying, yeah, it's so expensive, but you are still paying for it, and that's the problem. Yeah, exactly, Bryce. Yeah, that's very good. Okay, yeah. So someone said this before. Everything is worth what people are ready to pay. Yeah, so it's worth it. Okay, so don't say it's too expensive anymore. Yeah, because you pay it. Right? I mean, your parents pay for it. Okay, so it's worth it. And what can explain this using economic theory? What kind of mechanism does this represent? Anyone? So if I'm trying to interpret this idea here using economic theory, what kind of mechanism can I use to explain such concept? Yeah, I mean, you have learned that like from the very beginning of year 9. There are always different demands and supplies, and at the end of the day, something determined. Yeah, yeah, price, right? Price mechanism. Okay, price mechanism, right? Yeah, because we all have our demand, we all have our supply, we all have our own schedule of them, and at the end of the day, this is the price we came up with. Okay, so this is the price that we agreed, and that's what we pay for, what we are ready to pay. Yeah, so it's all worth it. So don't say it's expensive because your parents paid for it. Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, so that's rational thinking. Okay, And this is something very important when you are studying economics. You just have to be, rational. Okay, but of course, this kind of concept, there will be so many drawbacks, right? When you are being so rational, and you become lack of compassion and some other things. So yeah, there will be so many arguments from that. But you know the concept. So when we are talking about price mechanism, what kind of economic system are we able to see that? Are we able to see price mechanism? So price mechanism do not appear in every economic system. It will appear to some economic system. But what economic system would we see like price mechanism is working? Yeah, free market. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, free market. So yeah, okay, free market. So market economy, right? Price mechanism. Yeah, will be able to be shown in a market economy. And the same concept goes to what we have discussed in the beginning, like the first question, like why should we study? Because yeah, when we study, we become more skilled, and that's why the demand and supply of that labor will change. So at the end, people will give you a higher income. It's all because of supply and demand. And at the end of the day, because of the supply and demand, yeah, you will find the price that everyone is agree upon. Okay, and that's price mechanism. Okay, so why should you study? It's not just because you want to become more skilled so that you can earn more money, so that you can create more wealth. It's because you are living in a market economy. Do you get it? Yeah. So if you are living in a market economy, you cannot escape from that. You cannot escape from that. You cannot not study. You have to do it. Okay. Otherwise, yeah, you know the very possible results of that. Okay. So if you don't want to study, I suggest you can go to North Korea. That might be a good choice. Yeah, that might be a good choice, right? When you are not using market economy. Okay. So yeah. So after all this, yeah, do you have more ideas like why, like what are we doing here? Like why are we doing this? Okay. Yeah. There is a way deeper reason for why we are doing what we are doing. Okay. Right. Yeah. Not because we want to earn more money. It's because the nature of the environment that we are living in this society. Okay. Yeah. And the thing is, who make decision on the economic system? Who make it? Who make the decision? Like why should we do market economy? Who decides? Who decided who we are using market economy, or who decide we are using yeah, public economy? Like who make this decision? Well, the government, or government may be a more generic term for that. Okay, so maybe it's someone, or well, consumers. Well, yeah, that could be that could be true as well. Yeah, but I would say is more started from who created the society. So I would say yeah, it could be true. Right, it could be true for the government. Okay, but once again, government could be just a very generic term for that. Yeah, it could be someone in the government, or could be some people or some group of people who made the decision on this economic system. Yeah, so when you have more power, then you get to decide what you want to do. Yeah, what kind of society that you want to create. Okay, so this is something that we don't really have control upon. Okay, yeah, it's very complicated when you think about economics in the bigger picture, because for 38 minutes, or yeah, I mean 30 minutes, yeah, we have discussed some economics, and you can see when we were discussing economics, there are some politics, right, behind what we are discussing. So this is something that we cannot escape as well when we are, studying economics. There will be always politics, because yeah, politics is also a kind of social science. Okay, right? So yeah, and that's why, yeah, there will be always politics. And when we are studying economics, we are trying to ignore other factors. So we try to put ourselves just into economics, but in the reality is so difficult to do that. Okay, all right, yeah. So it will be a good idea if you're studying economics. Uh, you know, take a look of some more. Read some more news. Yeah, watch some more news, and it will be great for you. Yeah, when you are studying this subject here, because they are so closely related. Okay, so if you're not that kind of person, I suggest you from today, okay, from today on, yeah, you just have to read some more news, and you try to put some more economic theories in the news, okay, because not only that will help you for the subject, at the same time, there will be an assessment where they will assess you on an area like this. Okay, how well you can put real life situation, the reality into the economic theory. Okay, so this is what I'm going to suggest you to do. All right, so make sure you remember that. Okay, yeah. It takes some more times for preparation. Okay, right? Yeah, because you need to do some more research, and for IB, it's very inquiry based learning. Okay, so I just cannot tell you everything that I know, because we don't have enough time. Yeah, okay, you need to spend so much more time looking at some other materials, so that yeah, you can achieve the requirement that I just said. All right, yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, so at the end of the day, right, is someone who have the power, maybe someone in the government who decided like what kind of economic system that we use. And at the end of the day, this kind of decision will affect what we have been discussing so far. Okay, yeah, right. So you can see they are all connected. Okay, but here, look, if you want to make yourself a mind map, look, you can definitely make it, but I'm not going to bother doing that. Okay, but yeah, if you want to understand more about economics, that might be a good idea, right? Yeah. So yeah, and last but not least, okay, what's the purpose for the economic studies then? After all the discussion here, so now we know, if we are studying economics, we know all that. Yeah, we know all the things that we are trying to discuss. So what's the purpose of this? Anyone? Yeah, it's like, when we are studying economics, we are learning like why we should exist in this society, the purpose why we are working in this society, the purpose why we are living in this society. So, what is the real purpose for the economic studies then? Anyone? Hello? Hello? Yeah, any answers? Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, I would say, yeah, that is a very good answer to understand how to distribute resources more efficiently. Okay, and that is from the perspective of individuals, right? So as an individual, yeah, when we are learning economics, we know what resources we should distribute to our lives, so that it can be more efficiently distributed, and at the end of the day we can achieve more right? But if you think about this in the bigger picture, if you think about this from the government, or from the country perspective, what's the purpose for economic studies? Hello. You're the one? Oh, come on. Improve living conditions in everyday lives. Yeah. Thank you, Jago. Thank you. Even Jago is not really in extra class. Yeah. But still, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that answer. Right? Because when you think about this, okay, in a bigger picture, so when we study economics, this is what we can do if we are able to understand, like, how do we create a better life for our citizens. Okay, this is why we are learning economics, because when we are studying economics, there are so many areas. When we are studying those areas, we know how we can manage our country so that people, they have more wealth, and when they have more wealth, what kind of other policies that we can do in order to improve their well-being as well. And at the end of the day, this is our goal. We hope people, like, majority of the people, or average of the people, or more people, they are able to have a better life. Okay, so this is the purpose of economics. All right, yeah. So even for purpose, you can think about this in a very small picture, or you can think about it in a very big picture. Okay, it is not really that rigid. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's it. All right. So I hope you understand more why you are studying this subject here. Okay, yeah, because you can see it is pretty useful, right? Yeah, for yourself, and or for some greater goods, right? And here, so let's take a look at this. Okay. Yeah, we still have like 15 minutes. Okay, so look, let's assume you are able to get into either one of these colleges. Okay, yeah, right, these universities. Which one would you choose? Yeah. Well, let me give you a quick introduction to the one on on the right. Yeah, because we all know the one on the left. Yeah, University of Hong Kong. Yeah, that's basically one of the best universities in Hong Kong. Okay, yeah, very good. And for the one on the right, University of Chicago. Yeah, that is also one very, very good university around the world. Okay, and they are particularly good at economics. Yeah, so many Nobel Prize winners, they all came from University of Chicago. Yeah. So now, let's say you are an economics enthusiast, okay, and you are trying to pick yourself a university, okay, and they both give you offers. So, which one would you choose? Left or right? Come on, it should be a very difficult question, right? Yeah, you just have to pick. Would you choose left or right? Okay, Bryce, you are choosing left. Can you tell me, like, why would you choose left?
It's because I want to stay in Hong Kong.
Okay. Oh, that's very good comment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As simple as that. You want to stay in Hong Kong, right? So if you are picking University of Hong Kong, and the purpose of that is to stay in Hong Kong, what will be your opportunity cost? Yeah, Bryce, can you keep answering the question? Yeah. So now you have chosen the left. Okay. So what will be the opportunity cost if you are choosing left? Well, no answer. Anyone else? Well, going out to explore. Yeah, that could be one. Yeah, that could be one, Gordon. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and there may be so many other answers, right? Yeah, you might have to give up on some better quality of education because I just introduced you to this university, and it's a very very good university for economics. Okay, so you can tell, right? As a person, as an individual, whatever we do, there will be economic concepts, okay, involved, right? Yeah, and that's why you just have to make opportunity cost. You have to make choice, right? You have to make a choice, and inside that choice there will be opportunity cost. Okay, yeah, and let me show you some other information here. Uh, well, yeah, Jago, yeah, that is correct. Everything can be economics. Everything can be economics because economics is a social science, right? Social science is something that we study in society, and we are all living in the society, and that's why, right? Whatever we do is in that science. It's inside that science. Okay, right? Yeah. So let me give you some other information. So take a look at this. So take a look at the figures, right? Yeah. So about the tuition fee. All right. So look at this. If you are going to the left, okay, the tuition fee per year is just $40,000. Yeah. When you are when you're studying CKY, the number is way higher than that. Yeah. How good is that? $40,000 per year. But if you're trying to go to the US, look at this, and you're going to a very good university like this. Look at the tuition fee. $195,000 per year. Okay, and that number, well, I think this is good for you as well because now you are proceeding to IB, and someday very soon you have to make yourself some choice, like where you should go to for for further study, right? And there are so many things that you have to consider, besides whether the school is good or not. Okay, right? Yeah, but when you take a look at this, $195,000 per year, and this figure here is only applied to the local students, and for the 40,000 per year here, yeah, applies to the same domestic students as well. Okay, right? So if you are being an international student, and if you are going to the US, let's say if you're going to this university here, yeah, you might have to pay a double per year, or maybe triple. Okay, yeah. So yeah, what I'm trying to say here is, look, sometimes it doesn't really matter, like how how good a university is, right? Because at the end of the day, you might not be able to afford it. Yeah, it's just too expensive. Think about this, right? If I double this amount, okay, and you have to study the bachelor degrees for 4 years, like how much is it going to cost you? It's going to be a lot, right? Yeah, and when you think about this, when you're living in Hong Kong, yeah, going to the University of Hong Kong, right, for 4 years, okay, right, it's only like $160,000 for the entire bachelor degree. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you can see so many considerations that we have. Look, we are talking about economics. Yeah, when we cannot afford a university like this, what should we do? Yeah, so let's say now I would love to go to this university, but I just don't have the money. So what should I do in order to get into this very good, university here? Yeah. So that aid is for everyone. Yeah, that aid is for everyone. Okay, yeah, because once again, when we go back to what we have been discussing, look, because the government believes that education is so important, so that's why, right? There is an aid for every one of us. Okay, if we are studying, then we are entitled to that aid. Okay, but yeah, let us go back to the question. If you want to go to this university and you cannot afford it, so how do you make yourself getting into this university here? What kind of methods? Study hard so that you can get scholarship. Okay, yeah, exactly, right? And this is just going back to the definition of economics. How do you use scarce resources to achieve more and more wants? Right? Okay? Yeah? So, when you have scarce resources, how do you maximize your benefits? How do you maximize your returns? Right? It's all economics. Okay? And that's why you are going to study hard so that you can possibly get a scholarship, right? And, possibly you are able to study in this very expensive university in the future. Okay? Yeah? Economics, right? Yeah. So, and at the same time, you can also take a look at this. The tuition fee before government aid. Look at this. From $40,000 per year to $200,000 per year. Okay? Yeah? So before there was government aid, a student they would have to pay for $200,000 per year. Okay, yeah, and same goes to the other university in the U.S. Before the government had any aid for the citizens. Look at this, $624,000 per year. Okay, yeah, that is very expensive. That's very expensive, right? I'm pretty sure you realize like how expensive it is to study in university. Okay, yeah, and it is because the government believes that education has a very good value, and that's why, look, they spend so much money every year for all the students who are studying in the university, right? Yeah, they give them aid, like a huge amount of aid, like 80%, like 80% of the aid from here, right? So 80%. Think about this, right? That's just for one student, but we have so many students in Hong Kong. Okay, yeah, you might want to ask yourself, is that worth it? Yeah, if you're the government, right? This is the question that you want to ask. Is this something that we should pay for the students so that we can achieve more as a whole in the society, right? Okay, so this is the questions that we always ask if we are studying economics, if you think about this in a bigger picture. Okay, all right, yeah, right. And yeah, you can see, right, just by discussing like 2 pages of questions, right, there has been already a lot of things that we can discuss about. Okay, yeah, and it is because we have plenty of time. Yeah, because we have started earlier, right, for the course. Yeah, from here. So now we have like 2 extra months for for the IB course. So it's going to be less tight in terms of the schedule. So that's why we can do some more discussion about like what economics really is. Okay, yeah. But when we are going through the topics, when we are going through the contents, we might not be able to do so much of this discussion here. Yeah. But if you ask me, I would say this is more important than the contents that you are merely studying. Of course, you need to use the contents that you have learned in order to apply into all those questions, right? That we are trying to figure out. Okay, the answers, right? But I believe this is the kind of mindset that you always need to have when you are studying economics, right? You just have to think out of the box. Okay, yeah. Otherwise, you are always limited to the contents themselves. Okay, and it will not be good for you if you want to understand more about this subject. Okay, yeah. So so today, look, the lesson here is a bit special. Okay, yeah, because is I would say is pretty much TOK. Yeah, yeah, but you will see when we go back to the normal lessons, then yeah, it will be just like normal lessons. Okay, right? Yeah. And yeah, I think we are running out of time. Okay, even though there are some more that I would like to discuss. Okay, but hopefully I can see more other students you are willing to discuss, right? On topics like these. Okay, in the future, because I'm pretty sure that will be good for you. Yeah, in this subject, if you're still choosing this subject. Okay, if you're not, then well, I can't help, right? Okay, yeah. So until then, okay, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Okay, you can always ask me questions in the meantime, yeah, using emails, yeah, whatever connection methods that you have with me. Okay, all right, yeah. So feel free to ask questions. So this is what I'm looking for. All right, yeah. So yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. All right. Okay? Yep. See you guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye.